I still hear the chains at night, even when there are no chains near me. I'm old now. My hands shake when I hold a cup, but my mind still walks back to that season when I was young and the world broke open. I grew up in a village near a wide river in West Africa. The river fed us. We fished. We farmed. We told stories by the fire. We feared spirits in the forest, but we knew their rules. They did not cross into our homes. The men who came for us did. They came before dawn. No drums, no warning. Dogs barked once, then stopped. I woke to my mother's hand over my mouth. Her eyes were wide. I heard feet, many feet. Then the sound I still hear now. Iron on iron, a slow scrape, like teeth grinding. The huts burned fast. Smoke filled the air. I ran, everyone ran. Some fell, some were grabbed. I saw a man I knew, a hunter, cut down with a blade. No words, just work. They tied us with rope and iron. My wrists bled. The iron was cold, too cold for a warm place. The men who took us were not all strangers. That is the part that hurts the most. Some spoke our tongue. Some wore marks from nearby lands. They sold us to others who came from the coast. Those men had pale skin or dark skin like ours, but they dressed the same and smelled of salt and metal. We walked for days, maybe weeks. Time fell apart. Anyone who could not walk was left. I learned to stop crying. Crying made them notice you. At night, they told us not to speak, but I listened. I always listened. I heard older people whisper about places where people went and never came back, about water so big you could not see the end, about ships that ate people. I did not believe them. I thought it was a trick to scare children. Then we reached the coast. The air there was wrong. It tasted sharp. The ground was wet and black. Big birds circled and screamed. I saw a stone building with no windows, only holes. Inside, it smelled like rot and fear. They pushed us into a room under the ground. It was dark, no fire, no air. People pressed against me from all sides. When someone fell, they did not get up. That was where I learned the truth. At night, when the guard slept, an old man spoke. His voice was low. He said this had happened before. Long before us, he said our land had been bleeding for many seasons and the blood flowed to the sea. He said the sea was hungry. I did not sleep. The walls sweated. Rats ran over our feet. Someone kept whispering a prayer over and over until their voice broke. When they took us out, the sun hurt my eyes. I saw the ship then. It was bigger than any house. Wood black with age. Iron teeth along its sides. The smell was worse than the room. It was death that had learned how to float. They forced us inside, down a narrow hole, below the deck. There was no space to sit up. We lay on our sides, chained to people we did not know. Men, women, children, all mixed. The chains linked us like one long body. When the ship moved, people screamed. Some begged. Some went quieter once. Days passed, or nights, I cannot tell. The sea made its own time. People died beside me. Their bodies stayed until the guards came. Sometimes they did not come for a long time. The smell crawled into my nose and stayed there forever. One night, the ship was calm. Too calm. No waves, no wind. That was when I heard it. A sound from below the ship, like wood bending, like a low voice singing without words. Others heard it too. I saw eyes open in the dark. Someone started to cry. The old man whispered again. He said the sea had spirits too, and they did not like the trade that fed them bodies. The sound grew louder. The ship shook. Water dripped down on our faces. People screamed that the sea was coming for us, that it would take us all. I closed my eyes. I thought of the river at home. I thought of fish jumping in the sun. The ship did not sink. The sound faded. The sea stayed calm. In the morning, the guards were scared. I could see it in how they moved. They threw 3 bodies into the water that day instead of 2. After many days, land came again. A new land. We were fewer. They sold us like goats. They looked at our teeth, our arms, our scars. I was sent to work in a field. The sun there was cruel, the soil was hard, the whip was quick. Years passed. I learned a new tongue. I learned how to survive, but the nights never changed. Sometimes I hear the iron scrape. Sometimes I smell the ship. Sometimes I wake sure that water is dripping on my face. I tell this story because people think slavery was just work and chains. They think it was numbers and dates. But it was hunger that talked. It was the sea that watched. It was neighbors who sold neighbors. It was silence after screams. And sometimes late at night when the world is quiet, I swear I hear the sea singing again. Still hungry.